Okay, so I'm just gonna go. I am expecting a few more people to show up, but it's okay if they come in late, they come in late. So I'm gonna go through a really quick overview of marketing today. So I've condensed it down into just three parts. So if you want to make a sale, you need to tell people about an offer that you have. And for those of us who have been on Outschool for a really long time, um, we've kind of been stuck at the bottom of this pyramid. So we put out our offers, our class listing, and then we cross our fingers and we hope that Outschool markets and sells them. Um, and so that sort of has put some of us in a spot where we have like an incomplete business model. We have this bottom part of our pyramid totally dialed in, and we've been lucky and we've sold our offers without having to market or sell them directly. But in order to create sustainable businesses, we need to be able to look at these top two levels of the pyramid as well. So today I'm mostly going to talk about marketing because that's what Instagram is really awesome for. And if you can stay all the way to the end today, I will throw in a little bonus tip about selling as well. So this is sort of a workaround that I have used to sell using without a store or a site. So you can use Instagram as your conversion tool if you want to. And I put this, pardon me, I put this guide together because I kind of hate social media. I definitely don't use it for personal stuff. Like I have friends on there who post everything they did today. And I'm like, no, ma'am, no, thank you. I'm here to sell my classes. I have a purpose when I'm on social media. So I don't like it. And I've written these tips with that in mind. These are kind of like the bare bones basic stuff you have to do to get your offer out there to people. What we're going to do with our bios is we're going to turn our Instagram bios into basically our free websites. So quite a few of you told me you're looking to build a website this summer so that you have a platform for yourself in the fall. Um, I wouldn't recommend you start with building a website because Instagram can do everything for you that a website can do, and it's so much faster and cheaper to set up. So let me show you how to do that. Quick overview of what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to tell you a little bit about me, how I got to where I am, why you might want to listen to me, and then I'm going to go through what to put in your highlights. I'll show you how to get them up, but specifically, I'm going to show you what to say in there, not just you need to use highlights, but this is how you need to use highlights. Same thing with the pin posts. I'm going to give you specific content to pin to the top of your page. And then I'm going to do a little bit of an example of like how to put together a post that has a hook. And I'm going to sneak a review in there too. Okay, so this is me. I'm Carly. I've been an Outschool teacher since 2017. And in 2022, I flipped over to an org. My org name is RE Learning. I'm ADHD, and my org team is mostly neurodivergent also. I live in Canada. I rarely wear makeup. I know a lot of people get nervous about getting on camera, not being fancy, but you definitely should make a habit of getting on Instagram looking however you look. If there's a whole nother step of like, oh, I need to get pretty before I shoot my reel, it's never gonna happen. So just get over that. Show up as you are. I am a big rewatcher and rereader. I'm rereading a Bryce Courtney book right now, The Jack of Diamonds. It's a good one if you haven't read it yet. And being cold makes me angry. That's a fun fact about me.
And why are you living in Canada?
I was born here and all my people are here and I'm stuck here. Okay. So I think it was you, Stephanie, who said, "Oh my gosh, you can put links on Instagram." Um, so yes, you can, and you need to. I've seen so many teacher accounts that talk about their Outschool classes constantly and have no way to get there. So the way to do it is you're going to create a highlight on your profile and you're going to title it something like Start Here. And basically, in that Start Here highlight, you're going to take your teacher video, like from your Outschool profile. That's going to be the first type of video. It doesn't have to be the exact same one, but like maybe make another one that's sort of a copycat of the content. Show up saying, "Hi, I'm Carly. I teach this. I think this," and introduce yourself. And then you can pop a sticker link right to your Outschool profile on that video. So the way to do that is you're going to add a new story to your Instagram, and then you're going to click this sticker button in the top center of the screen. When you hit the sticker button, it'll give you this menu that says all stickers. And like I've cropped this, there's like a lot of stickers. Mhm. And one of the stickers is a link. So you click the link sticker, you put your URL in here, and then you put your sticker text on top. So you, I usually put the class title here, or like join the class, or grab a seat. And then people can tap that and it will take them right to your registration page. So if you have a lot of classes, you might break this highlight down into like live and flex and whatever. Flex doesn't exist anymore, but different topics or whatever. You can do different highlights to sort of categorize your classes, but you need a highlight and a link for every offer that you have. And if you have screenshots of reviews, pop those in there too. Like you can take all of the interesting content from your Outschool profile and just screenshot it and put it on Instagram. The second highlight that you really need to have on your bio is a testimonials highlight. Um, they're not always called testimonials. That's a little stiff, I guess, but that's like the theme of it. So on our profile, if you want to check out our Instagram, where we are at RE Learning Outschool, and our testimonial highlight is titled Learner Videos. So we've had learners take our class and then make a video of the project that they did in the class and put it on Instagram and tag us so that we could highlight. That's hard to do with Outschool students because you can't contact them off platform. So a really good strategy for getting those testimonials is to ask people who are already on your social media. Like give them a free class in exchange for a testimonial because you already have that contact. Pinned posts are very similar to highlights, so they stay at the top of your profile forever. And this is again like how we're sort of recreating a website system using just an Instagram bio. So this is like your about page, right? If you were to make a website, it would have an about page. You can do that in a pin post. You can tell them all about me. So in your pin post, it's similar to your intro video, but it's a little bit less formal. So rather than like spouting off your credentials and your experience here, you want to tell a story that is going to help people remember you as the art teacher or the math teacher or whatever it is. So it's it's it should be a personal story, but it doesn't have to be like super vulnerable. You know, it could be like, oh, I became a math teacher because I got this calculator when I was a kid and I fell in love with it. So it doesn't have to be like life altering stories, but it's just something to help your audience remember you and help you stand out as somebody unique, not just another math teacher. And then the other pin post you want to make sure you have is it's like a testimonial as well, but it's again more storytelling. So this is a story from your learner. This could just be like a collection of reviews. If you have a lot of reviews, you could sort of say, this is what I do in class. This is what people think about it. Um, if you don't have a ton of testimonials, you really only need one learner's story to make this work. You need to tell your audience about, oh, I met this kid. They were struggling with this. I helped them with this. This is their transformation. So give a little bit of like social proof that your teaching is actually impactful and it will solve people's problems. But wait, before I move on, any questions about any of this?
This isn't a question, but you're blowing my mind right now.
Okay. Okay. So people think writing posts is really complicated and they make it so much more complicated than it needs to be. So I've written out a formula over here. I recommend you use it with a reel because the function of reels on Instagram is to reach new people. So if you want to expand your audience, put together a post using this formula in the reel format. Excuse me. So the first thing you want to put in your text on screen. So this is for a B-roll reel, which is kind of like where you see people like filming themselves, like typing on their computer, and they've overlaid some text on top of the video. They're not actually speaking directly to the camera. So your text on screen would be something like, my kid can't subtract. So instead of opening in your teacher voice, being like, I have a product for you, you want to open in the voice of your client. State the problem that you know that they have. So my kid can't subtract. And then the whole thing with Instagram is you're telling a story in like 10 seconds or less. So in your reel, you're like, problem, problem, problem. And then because everything has to have an audio on it, when the beat drops or the audio changes, that's when you flip your text on screen and you put up the reviews or the answer to the client's problem. So if you have social proof, just put screenshots of reviews. Like you can go and see one that I did on the RE Learning page for our Making Friends class. And it says something like, when parents come to us thinking their kids will never make a friend. And then the beat drops, and I have like 3 reviews of parents saying, wow, my kid made friends in this class. So that's kind of like the climax of the reel is when the music changes, your solution pops up. If you don't have enough reviews to do it that way, you can just put text on screen saying how you're going to help them. And then the third most important part is have some kind of call to action or way to reach you in the caption. So, a really popular thing that people are doing right now is they're automating their comments. So, in their caption, they're going to say something like, comment math if you want the link to this class. And then when people comment math, a fancy little robot sends them the link to the class. So, you really just post, and then the system is what's going to get people onto your class page, whether that's your Outschool class page or an independent offer. It is a very good idea to screenshot every single good review that you get and post it somewhere else because marketplaces disappear. Sad and scary fact, but you never know when a platform and all your reviews there might go down. So you want to have copies of all of that in a place where you have more control. And social media is a good place to do that. And then don't just post the review with no context. Like, make sure you say, look at this family learned in my class. Like, tie it back to yourself. Everything making sense there? Okay. If you want to connect with me further, I'm on Instagram. I would love to see what you're doing on your accounts there. I don't know. Do you um just maybe in the chat, give me a yes or no. Do you already have an Instagram account? Yes. Yes, but never posted anything to it. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so pop on there, add me, and then we can connect. It's for everything, art, personal teaching. That's okay. Like a big part of selling is building connection, right? People buy from people who they know, like, and trust. So it's okay to put a little bit of personal stuff on your page that is for teaching sales. Stephanie?
Yeah. It's it's I don't post pictures of my kids or anything, but it's a lot of it's all me. I mean, they very much get a sense of my personality through it. And I have had people reach out like, oh, how do I take your classes? So, I mean, but I did at one point try to start a separate one for teaching, but I was like, so that's my one big issue is how do I, because I'm doing art, selling classes and just being, so I don't know if I need to consider doing a separate one or I really don't want to though, but.
I wouldn't like anything that makes it stressful or hard for you, just forget about that. Like I don't do hashtags anymore because I hate them. And it really doesn't matter. Um, as long as you kind of find your style and you're consistent, you don't have to do everything perfectly.
Okay, that's helpful.
And if you want to check out my org, our website is re-learning.com. I do offer extra help if you are leaving today and you're still like, I really don't know how this applies to my niche or how to like pop my class into that formula. I am happy to sit down with you in a one-on-one if you think that will be helpful for your business. Um, okay, I have a little bonus tip here for sales, and then we can do a Q&A if you have any more questions. So Stephanie, I love that you said people are already in your DMs saying, how do I take your class? This is a DM strategy. So it is super cheap. You can try this for basically free. If you make a sale, all you'll have to pay is your PayPal fees. So it's really, really low risk way to independently sell. And it's just really a lot of work. Like when you're in DMs, it's high maintenance, right? You're going back and forth with somebody for a long time. But when they do say, "Hey, I would love to take a class with you. How do I do that?" You can send them a PayPal pay link. So you don't have to have a store set up. You don't have to have a website set up. You don't even have to have like an offer pre-made. You can just go into your PayPal, say, this is the amount of money that I want, and then link that to your client. Once they've paid, you'll have their email from the PayPal order. You can confirm with them if that's the email they want to use for class. And then you send them a meeting link. So you can do free meetings on Zoom. You can do free meetings on Google Meets. So you really don't have to put any money into this system. And it works really well for tutoring, especially if you only have to get one kid in that group. Awesome, right? You do want to tweak your offer a little bit. So if you want help like creating an optimized VIP offer for this kind of sales approach, let me know. I can help with that too. But it's a really good way to get off platform clients without actually doing all the back end work of like creating a whole website.
What do you mean optimize? Are you talking about things like DM me, the word cheese and what do you mean by optimize?
Um, I mean, like, because this is so labor intensive, like for every client you're sending them at least two links, right? The pay link and the meeting link, and you're doing that manually. If you have an LMS, you're going to be sending them that link too, like your Google Classroom or whatever. Um, so it's not ideal for things like weekly payments. You don't want to be doing that every week, right? So you want to craft an offer when people are in your DMs and they say, "Hey, how do I work with you?" You're going to say, "Oh, here's my package." Because you don't want to send them a pay link every single week. So you have to kind of think about what that package is going to be um, when people do inquire about it. Does that make more sense?
Mhm.
And then, yeah, if you wanted to put a little bit of money into it, another way of optimizing is like pay for that robot to send the links out, and then you don't have to do it yourself. You can also use payment software. Like I have a website on Wix that does allow people to sign up for a weekly payment option, and it's all automated. So they have that flexibility, and I don't have to put in the work of like manually linking them to absolutely everything.
What are you using for that on your
ManyChat.
website? It's
Oh,
called Mini
no, sorry.
Chat.
The website is run through Wix.
Oh,
So
so it's like a Wix add-on or something.
mhm,
I
Okay.
need to check if
Wix.
Squarespace has that because I'm on Squarespace and I don't want to have to do it through Acuity, but I'll look.
It's Wix bookings, I think. I'm not sure if you have to add it as an app or if it comes kind of in the standard package, but Wix programs is another good one if you're doing self-paced courses.
That's the one thing on OutSchool I do like. For one of my classes, I kind of still like the ongoing format, and I wouldn't mind keeping that going even after I leave, but I haven't been able to figure out how that could work in real life. But that's but if Wix
There are
has it,
definitely other options out there for recurring payments.
yeah, I will look. This is so helpful though. I mean, I don't use stories at all. Like, I don't know, or highlights. I just have 3, they just say highlight. I don't know what to do with it. They don't say anything. I mean, so this is really helpful. Thank you.
Give them a name and make sure they have links in there.
I didn't even know I could name them.
Story selling is really big on Instagram. So like your reel is going to push out to a new audience. Your stories are mostly sent to your followers. So a story is where you're kind of going to nurture people to buy. It would be pretty crazy if somebody saw one of your reels and then like commented your keyword and bought your product, right? They need to see your content quite a few times before they're going to purchase. So the stories are where you do that. You should post a story probably daily with a link to something you're selling.
But
If daily sounds horrible to you, shoot for like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, something like that, but like a regular story.
But don't stories, they vanish, right? Unless you save them somewhere.
The only way to keep it around for longer than 24 hours is to pop it in a highlight.
So is that what you do? Do you pop all your, no.
No, you don't want your highlights to get too long, because then people will never see the whole thing. So you want to keep each highlight to like maybe 10, 12 slides.
Okay.
I just went into PayPal and when you say a link, it's not the QR code, is it?
No, do you have a business account?
Yes.
I think it's called Paylink,
Hey, link.
a PayPal Paylink.
Huh.
Well, thank you. I'm gonna go follow you right now.
Awesome. If you have any more questions, you can email me or message me on Instagram.
Sounds great. Thank you so much, Carly.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time.
Great. Thanks for being here, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.